Hey guys, how you doing? Jason Heine here. Welcome back. Good to see you all again. This marks the 20-year anniversary of the Need for Speed franchise. And I wanted to do a little video and just kind of showcase my Need for Speed collection and just briefly talk about some of the games. I have a stack over here of the games I'm going to show. I don't have a complete collection. I feel like I'm missing maybe 2 or 3 titles in here. And now come to think of it, I think I actually have one over there for Game Boy Advance in there somewhere, but I don't have it here. Anyway, so I want to go ahead and get started and just talk about it. And Need for Speed is one of those games that very early on was a racing game that really got my attention. I originally played the Need for Speed, which, you know, was not what it is today. It's completely different. But I played it on the 3DO, and it was one of those things. The 3DO was so expensive. I didn't have one at the time. My parents would not buy me one, and I had to go to my friend's house to play the 3DO. Anyway, my friend had one, and he had the Need for Speed, and it was one of those things that just looked so real. The sounds, the controls, all the info about the game, and the cars, and the history of the cars. You know, it was put on in great part by Road and Track, who are, you know, they're known worldwide as, you know, the car people. And they had a great presentation. I think even today, you cannot find a write-up like this in any Need for Speed game. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started with that and just show them and kind of go down the list. I'm gonna go from oldest to newest. And I have the original Need for Speed OST playing in the background because it's awesome and I love it. And I'm partial to it. So, all right, let's go ahead and get started. So here we are. Now, in my move that I did not that long ago, I have my box of 3DO stuff, and it's tucked away. It's buried somewhere. I know it's there, but I don't want to go digging through the boxes. So I don't have that particular game here. But that was the first Need for Speed that I ever played was on the 3DO. I do have it, just not available. But I do have what I got shortly after was the original Need for Speed here on the PS1 long box. Now, what's really neat is that this, well, I've got both copies. And you have one, which is the all plastic clamshell, and then you have the all cardboard. I prefer the all cardboard just because it's more durable. You know, I know that these were the original ones, all plastic, you know, but over time, I don't even want to touch it, but, you know, over time, as you can see, like, it starts to peel up, the paper, the glue, you know, it goes bad. But, you know, you just got to be real careful with it. But this is the my original one here. And then they started to, you know, cut costs by doing an all cardboard, but still have like this, the plastic looking spine. I do prefer this one though. It's just a nicer all around case, I think. But this is my one here. I got the original manual. Here's the Electronic Arts register for free stuff form. I've got a magazine, EGM monthly subscription sign up form. I even have, it came with the Electronic Arts promo, which shows all these different games that are coming out in the future. It's pretty neat. And then, of course, the game itself. If you can see it in there. So, real cool stuff there. But this right here, this was a great game. It's they really were going for, you know, in the early days, they were kind of going for simulation. You know, it wasn't too much of an arcade type racer at that time. It was more like a showcase. But still a very fun game. I enjoyed playing 2-player quite a bit. My brother Kyle and I, we would play 2-player, and we would kind of make our own game mode where one player would go ahead, and then the second player would get right up on your ass and just go the same speed, and then we'd hit head-on into head-on traffic, hit a car at the same time, and just see how much damage we could cause. Of course, there wasn't any damage physics. The cars would turn upside down and some white smoke would come out of it, and then you'd just respawn. So there wasn't any physics like that or any damage, but it was still a lot of fun to do, and I got lots of hours playing that. Great game. I mean, I have a review here on my channel. Search for it. It's I go in depth about that one. Next up, we have the Need for Speed 2. Here's a copy here. This is Need for Speed 2. This is my PS1 copy. And it's kind of similar in the way that it was still, I mean, you can see on the back they're talking about, see if you can see that. This is not very good, I know, I'm sorry. But they still have licensed cars. They have McLaren, Ferrari, Jaguar, Ford, Lotus. So they have some still manufacturers that are involved with it. And it was kind of going towards a little bit more arcadey. You know, that's kind of the way it was going. A huge success of the original kind of brought this on. So, but a fun game in its own right. It's very similar to the first one, but it has 8 new licensed cars, some more tracks. This is a 3D engine, faster, tougher, go off-road. So, oh, an arcade mode, that's right. And then, oh, that's right, customization. So now you can customize some of the vehicles. They're just pretty much taking it to the next level. But really cool. So this is Need for Speed 2. This is on PS1. I'm just going to show you. I also have a couple different versions here. I've got oh, I'm sorry, actually, this was supposed to be, I have them in order, but it's kind of out of order. So I got Need for Speed Special Edition, which is, this one here is for PC. That's the original game there, just to show you. Okay, so then I have here, that was the PS1 of Need for Speed 2, bear with me. And then this is Need for Speed 2 SE Special Edition for PC, which is cool. It's got the controls on back, if you can see that. Windows 95. Pretty cool. Oh, and then we really hit the arcade scene. Okay, so we step out of the simulation and we jump right into the arcadey goodness of the Need for Speed 3 Hot Pursuit. Yes, sir. Okay, so this is where we really set our sights on creating a very arcadey, a very almost cops and robbers type of a situation. You have your Ferraris and your Lamborghinis and your exotics, and then you have the cop cars who are chasing you, and you have to avoid them. And this game right here, this really changed the way the Need for Speed games were going to be played from here on out. Basically, from here on out, we step into an arcade scene, and we don't really ever go back. we do have some bumps along the way, good bumps, but this is where it really stands apart. So the cops chase you. You've got everything. See, we got Corvette, Mercedes, Lamborghini, Jags, and then a bunch of exotics. So still got the licensed vehicles. Always love the art inside. It's got the tack on there. Just looks really cool. This is a blast to play. If you haven't played any of the old school Need for Speeds, I'd recommend this one for sure. Pick this one up, and you can find them out there in the wild. They're not that hard to find. So there's that one for PS1. Also have Need for Speed 3 Hot Pursuit. Here's one for PC. Now there's so much confusion going on because there are different like versions and releases of this. So this one here is done by Scholastic. Yeah, the most trusted name in learning. Like what? The Learning Company? And then like in the back it's got, yeah, I mean this is legit. I don't know if you can see all that. I mean, wow, right? Learning, Cops and Robbers, WTF. Okay, so I've got that one. And then here's one which looks like, you know, by EA specifically. All right, the back's different. It's got some pictures and some credits, right? Oh, talk just about the different game modes. So there's that version. The game looks the same. And then, of course, here's my original. Then I got the big box of it, of course. Need for Speed 3 Hot Pursuit. CD-ROM classics. Love it. All right. And then we move into High Stakes. And High Stakes kind of came out where it's similar to Hot Pursuit, but really the main difference is that you basically just go all out and you really try to get away from everyone. I mean, I really, between the two, to me they were kind of the same. It's more or less like more cars and more courses. I mean, even the disc was very similar looking, you know, like they didn't change a whole lot in the games. So this one has 18 realistic courses, high stakes challenge, deep career play. Okay, yeah, that's right. Okay, so they put a career, kind of more of a career mode here. They're really the only other gameplay difference between this one and Hot Pursuit is that almost like a Fast and Furious, like pink slip type, you can risk it all, and if you lose the race, you pretty much like lose your car type of a deal. So you can kind of go in there and gamble. Kind of crazy. So there's that one. That one, this one's for PC. All right. Then I got 2 copies of that PC. And then here's my PS1 version right there. I love these older games on PC. I mean, yeah, the convenience and ease of just popping it into your PS1 and playing it is a lifesaver. But I love having these on PC because back in that day, there was a lot of control over how the game looked. And usually on a PC and, you know, these mid-90s games, they looked so much better. I mean, they had SVGA graphics, they had enhanced sound. A lot of these even had network play back in the day via modem dial-up. You know, the PS1 games, they looked as good as they can be, of course, but I always did prefer it on PC. Now it's hard to get them to run. But anyway, there's that. And then, of course, I do have this one on my Need for Speed High Stakes Big Box to show there. Trying to get it at the right angle so it's not reflecting. But a really cool game. Risk it all to win. Alright. Then we had a little gem. It didn't really do all that well. Kind of went under the radar. It was more or less just kind of a marketing ploy, and I think Porsche was kind of feeling lonely. I mean, they were featured and obviously on the cover here, but they wanted to have their own kind of unique game. So then they did a Porsche Unleashed, which is really neat because it's basically exclusively Porsche. It features lots of different Porsche vehicles of that era, and it's kind of the same thing as the high stakes. You just run around with Porsche. Also a very fun game. Let's see if there's anything on the back here that I missed. Brand new game engine, it says. So I guess that would be a trademark, landmark thing, right? That they changed to a new game engine with this. I honestly didn't think it looked too much different than the others, to be honest with you, but that's just me. Also, so that one's for PC. Here it is here on the PS1. And then I don't know what the deal is with this. This is a Porsche Unleashed sampler version, so I don't know. I found this at a Goodwill. It says sampler version. And then in the bottom it says there, what is this, 2000? It says version 2000 Boxster S, 95, Windows 95, 98, not Mac compatible, it says. So this is sampler version. I don't know, it just was in a slim jewel case sitting on the shelf. And I don't know what this was given with. If you guys know, let me know. Given out. Oh wait, it has Texaco on it. I just noticed that. It has the freaking Texaco logo. Texaco gas. So I wonder if any of you guys know the relationship there. Let me know. I find this very interesting, but it's really neat. I haven't installed it or tried to get it to work, but pretty neat right there. All right, and then following suit there after that, we had the Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2, which basically just took you on. Now this one I played a lot of as well. This one ran really good. Believe it or not, and I don't have it out, but I played this on GameCube quite a bit. Just the GameCube was what I had at that time. I think this was it's been quite a year. Without taking forever to do. 2002. Okay, so that's would have been. I had a GameCube about a year, and so that would have been the game of choice that I would have been playing at that time. But yeah, Hot Pursuit 2, a lot of high action in this one, a lot of chases, a really good two-player, a lot of action. I mean, for sure. This even says online multiplayer, so this one's for PC as well. So, oh, that one's got a CD key in there. I won't show that, but yeah. Hot Pursuit 2, a lot of fun with that one. Played the snot out of that one. Okay, so then we broke away from that scene, and we're doing something completely different. So EA decided to revamp how they look at the Need for Speed, because a movie came out that was a huge hit, and they wanted to cater to that scene. And what movie was that? Fast and Furious. So what was born? Need for Speed Underground. This here is, I gotta tell you, I think my pick's Underground too, but the Underground series are probably one of my favorite out of the entire Need for Speed franchise. I like this a lot. I'm partial to this Fast and Furious scene. I got heavily involved in it. A lot of you don't know that I did actually build a show, Acura Integra, did car shows. I had a car club, did all this sort of thing. It's in my past. It was a lot of fun. I learned a lot, and it was a really fun hobby. But so I was heavily involved with the car scene, and all the parts and performance mods, brands, I mean, everything down to the T was pretty much my lifestyle for many, many years. I worked in a sport compact car shop, basically a speed shop, where we would do this to cars, put on body kits, paint them, exhaust, intake, lights, stereos, you name it. So that's a little bit of my past, and I like this a lot. But what you do in this game is you basically do that. You race around, you build up your car, you form a kind of a crew, and you race around and you try to beat rivals and just hold down territory. It's an open world environment, which was new for Need for Speed, and there is tons of customization in it. And God, it's a good game. It is such a good game. This one's on GameCube, obviously, but a lot of fun. So this game was hugely successful in its day. So much, in fact, that shortly after they released the Need for Speed Underground 2. And this one here is on PC. You see the key on the back, so I won't show that. But this one probably is my favorite. A game that I even to this day still play, and I've streamed a little bit of it too. If you check out my Twitch page, I have streamed some of this. It is so awesome because we have, at the time, more like modern licensed cars. You know, cars from like Honda and Nissan and this and that. So it's not like Lambos and Ferraris and cars that, you know, we'll never afford. I mean, I'm rocking a 2000 Civic Si, you know, and I'm just decking it out, racing the streets, open world, you know, taking on street races. It's a blast. I mean, this is so fun that you can kind of, at your leisure, go in and do what you want in this open world environment. A standout game, one of the best in the franchise. I love it. Absolutely love it. Need for Speed Underground 2. This is a great game. Every time I think about it, I just want to load it up and play. It is so much fun. So that one there is on PC. Also have it here on just the Xbox, just to show here, original Xbox. This one's got the special EA like offers. Oh, Xbox, look at that. Live. Jeez. Oh wow, look at this. I still have the 2-month free trial. I haven't even scratched it off yet. Oh my god. Microsoft points. It's my code for 2 free months. I had to call them up. Yeah, Microsoft, this is Jason Heaney, and I'm sitting here with a promo code for Xbox Live. The original Xbox Live, bitch. Great game. Most Wanted. Need for Speed Most Wanted. This is here on the PSP. In the same vein as Underground, but not as much for the customization and car club scene. We're kind of out of that phase now. It's more or less like circuits, races. I think there's some drifting competitions in there. They still have the ability to modify vehicles and run around. And the thing that is the same on this one is that you earn reputation when you race and beat people. So that's kind of the same, but the whole Fast and Furious car lookalike scene is definitely toned down a bit with this. They're kind of, they're trying to get out of that phase now. They go with the scene, right? They go with it. But that's on PSP, Most Wanted. Fun game too. And then we go down to the... this is cool. The Need for Speed Shift series. Excellent game. Like, Gran Turismo's out there, Forza's out there, and so EA's like, well, we got to take Need for Speed over there too. So what they do is they come out with kind of a simulation, real similar. If you want to compare this to a game, I would say more Forza than anything. Forza and then Gran Turismo. Gran Turismo, you can customize everything, and it's very true to form. This still has the customization, but it has the arcadey controls if you want them. But you can hook up a wheel to this. I prefer it on PC because of that. I have a Logitech Momo wheel, and that works really well for it. But a fun game, and you also has licensed cars, from manufacturers that you can go out and buy today. Every Joe can get one, which is nice. But a lot of fun. This is a really departure from that scene completely, because now we're rocking BMWs and Mercedes and a bunch of others. So, but a lot of fun. They also released Shift 2, which I do not have here, which was a great game as well. But if you like the Forza Gran Turismo style of a game, this is kind of Need for Speed's answer to that. Just to get in the game. A lot of fun though. I enjoyed that a lot. The sound design of that's really, really good. This was, right around the time when they released, can I get a year here real quick? Oh, I love this tune. Shit, I don't know, 2009, 2010. It's right around when they released Bad Company 2 on PC. And, oh my god, the sound design of these are so good. I want to say it uses one of the original Frostbite engines too. No, don't see it there. I'm not going to spend hours doing it. Okay, moving on. Only got a few left here. Need for Speed Nitro. This is on Nintendo Wii. This is, not gonna lie, it's not very good. It's kind of... What can I say? It's them trying to just put a Need for Speed game on the Wii, and it's very arcadey, but the controls aren't very good. The physics stink, and there's no depth really to it at all. Maybe I'll try it again and see how it works, but it says it won Best of E3 in 2009. IGN.com Best of. Yeah, I better play this shit again, see if it's just me, or maybe I'm comparing it to the entire stack that I have in front of me, which is probably not best. I need to take this for what it's worth, but when I first played it, I didn't really like it. There is one cool thing about it, though. It does say that it can support the GameCube controller up there. See that? So maybe I ought to try that. I think maybe I was using the Wii wheel, which is good too. But some games, unless you're playing a game that Nintendo has some sort of hand in it, like, the Excite series, Monster did it, but Nintendo kind of was behind that, or a Nintendo-made game, the controls, they can be fussy. Played another shitty game called Glacier, and the controls are they're so screwed up. They're just not optimized, Nintendo can optimize that. Anyway, wow, tangent. Last game I have here, and it's a great game, and this is Need for Speed Most Wanted. Wow, this is a beautiful game. Well, of course, Criterion's behind it, so you know it's going to be good. Those guys are out of control with their games. So good. They come from the Burnout. They come from, a world where they rule the racing genre. So, anyway, this game has tons of vehicles, exotics, and normal modern cars, but it's an open world, and you can race with a friend. You can just open world, actually multiple friends. You can have as many as you want in the world. There's cops to avoid. It's a ton of fun. You have billboards that you like race and jump and crash through, and it saves like your time. And everyone like has like radar flashing cameras that will take your picture as you go around a corner to beat time. So it's like this. It's this vibrant like open world that you and your friends can have fun in. It's a great game. I highly recommend it. Amazing sound design in this game as well, and just overall the cars handle like they would in real life. And what I mean by that is, like, if it's a rear wheel drive, like I was driving a Camaro and it's rear wheel drive, and if you just hammer on it, man, you can get that back end squirrely and it can get out of control, as opposed to a car like a Ferrari, a Lambo or something, or Maserati rather, or actually no, the LFA. Yeah, the Lexus LFA, which I believe is all-wheel drive. That thing just kicks, and it just grips so nice. Tons of fun. So I definitely recommend this one here. Yeah, so that right there, folks. Boom. That's the stack. That is the Need for Speed stack of games that I have that I wanted to showcase. The year is 2014, and the original Need for Speed came out in 1994. And it's 20 years ago, and that makes me feel old, but it also makes me see how far we've come and see how many games. Some really good games in there. There are some cash cows too, but all in all, I think the Need for Speed, we really have to look at this. Need for Speed has been around a long time. It's a very dominant racing platform. When you think about racing, the term Need for Speed definitely will come up in your conversation. It has done a lot, and it has shifted with the movements of fads, and it has come back full circle. So I'm just happy to own all these games and play them. I love Need for Speed. So I really hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Make sure to like and subscribe. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter, the EMU Review. And make sure to thumb up the video if you like it. You guys take care.